We're back again on our winter expedition and we're continuing to explore the Evanston to Menzies Road. Just pulled up to what is supposed to be Kurrajong, which is going for a bit of a wander to find where it might be. Our trip has morphed quite dramatically from our woodlines explorations that we normally do. Our aim is to explore Alamacol's Yilgarn waters, and we're heading that way by going down the Evanston to Menzies Road. Every now and again you come across broken bits of glass. This is pretty thin, but it's flat glass, so it's more like a window pane, and I don't know what it would be doing out here. There are a number of rock holes along this section of the road, and we want to explore them all. And we've got bees here. Might rescue one. Like us, bees need water to survive, and sometimes when they're having a bit of a drink, their wings get wet and they can't get out and eventually drown. What difference did I make? Well, probably not a whole lot, except to this one. So this one I've rescued. It's flapping its wings to dry itself off. This one here I think has waited too long for rescue. Benchmark on the ground, past so many of these in the bush. Guessing this is where the soak was and it's been made into a well. Yeah, rock lined well too.
Empty.
Interesting. So where the water has run off the rock into a low depression here, they've just dug a hole to capture the water so that there's easier to get out. Some pretty old timber there too.
Yeah.
See, look,
Yeah.
there's a big animal been here since that last vehicle. OCD is going to kick in very shortly. I'm going to pick that can up, fuck it. Yep. See? More of that flat broken glass here. I don't know why there's flat glass. Unless it's a window out of a caravan or something.
So what was there?
Hole in the ground.
How big?
About 10 foot by about maybe 3 foot wide.
Okay.
Full of rocks.
Okay.
Rock line.
You'll have to wait for the movie.
I will.
Someone else's rubbish. Just pulled up to a large rock in the Hunt Ranges, and we're going to try and find a rock hole if it's here, and then hopefully sometime soon we'll have our lunch ready. This is certainly a rock hole, and it's got water in it. A few stones that should come out, and a small amount of dirt here that looks like people have been excavating. What's up there?
What's the hole?
Oh, there's names here.
Is there?
Yeah.
So was it a well or was it that thing that they were talking about?
This is it. It says Kurrajong.
Well,
Yeah.
that other rock over there's got a big rock hole like that in it.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I can't read that one, but it says 1960. B something MER.
B dimer.
Oh, B dimer.
That dimer here as well.
Okay, 1960. And a bit further down here is Kurrajong. So I'm assuming this is Kurrajong rock hole. Look at the size of that tadpole.
I know, there's 2 or 3 of them that I right at the top when I got here.
Hmm.
Oh, it looks like it's dead.
Another small hole on the rock with that fluorescent green plant life at the bottom, whatever it is. Big pile of emu poo there, and he's been eating sandalwood. You can see the round sandalwood seeds in there.
So they'd be very special to sell, wouldn't they?
Mm.
As a nut.
There's one.
Yeah. Can you eat the sandalwood nut?
Yeah. And there's the sandalwood nut that's come out. Steve's going to have a crack at eating it.
You are. You're the one that eats the nuts.
Can we grow it?
That one's a bit rotten. I'm never sure when scratchings in rocks become vandalism. Someone has written Rita. I can't work out the last word. And over here is more words that have been painted into the rock with silver paint. We've just pulled up to Pittosporum rock, and in the tree opposite the rock hole, someone's engraved their initials, LC, and then on this side D. Fairly deep engravings. I don't know how old they are or who they refer to, but the area does have a few old tins. And this is Pittosporum rock itself, with a small rock hole at its base. We should remember that while we have seen a lot of water in these rock holes, this is winter, and these rock holes empty out pretty quickly due to evaporation. But they would have been essential for survival. In the distance you can see Helena Aurora ranges. We'll be heading there today. And on this rock, which is Pittosporum rock, you can sort of see how the water will run through there off the rock, main rock into the rock hole at the base. And opposite the truck, or behind the truck, is the large Pittosporum tree with the initials engraved. On the way to Helena Aurora range, we came across various types of landscape, including the sandy patch that had been burnt out relatively recently. We don't normally feel the burning need to travel up very steep hills, but this was an opportunity that might not come around again. So we chose to drive the Ocker up to the top of the Helena Aurora ranges. However, at this stage, we didn't really know how bad our truck was. During this trip, I discovered that the clutch wasn't disengaging properly, and this was causing enormous problems with changing gears. Later on in the trip, we actually snapped the clutch actuator arm. In this section, Julie hung on for dear life, and it's an example of where I had problems selecting a gear. When we got back to Perth, it was time for the truck to go to Ocker ATV to have the new motor put in. When the gearbox was pulled out, some chipped teeth were found, and it was going to be problematic to fix. So I decided to get a new gearbox. Also, the input shaft to the transfer case needed to be upgraded for the massive increase in horsepower. So that is being replaced as well. So going up here could have been a bit risky. We've managed the tough ride up to the top of the hill at Aurora Helena ranges. It's not something an inexperienced driver should do. We'll have a quick look around. It is interesting to note that there is a lot of iron ore in these hills, and the scary thing is that mining resources wanted to mine them. Just thank God the state government prevented that. Can see why they wanted to mine this stuff. That's iron ore. Lucky the government had sense not to allow it to happen. We're on a mission to discover whether there's a small cave system up here, because from the drone we could see a couple of holes in the hill, and there has been some sort of mining here, but we're going to find out. This has all been ripped up here. Not sure why that would be, unless they are either rehabilitating where they might have been mining or attempting to mine. It's hard work walking up here. Not sure what this green stuff is, but it's quite lush. From this vantage point you can see the Helena Aurora ranges in the distance. And the rocks are covered in lichen. Something rushes out, I'll probably crap myself. There are animals living in here. Right. That's definitely not big enough for a human being to get into. Well, here's the second cave, and it is a cave. And it goes in a fair way. There's critters living in there. Anybody home? I'm going in. There's something small right up the back. And to be honest, it even looks like there's been fire in here. Steve's coming up, he's going to go in and have a look. What was that?
Is that your kettle? Is Julie boiling something or?
Are you doing something down there, Julie? Sounded like one of those train whistles.
It sounded like that machine you got when you put the kettle or the plate on it and it whistles.
Ah. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Can't see where the fucking things are.
Yes, I hear you, and yes, I'm doing something.
Just out of interest, did you put this little stove on?
I did.
We could hear it whistling right up here and we got frightened.
Aww, no, everything's all good.
We weren't frightened for you, we thought someone was coming for us.
Oh, now we know where the importance is.
Yeah, okay, we found the cave. Stephen's going in it now.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
What?
good luck.
Look at that. Dirty, filthy black.
You can go in there.
You can go in there.
I don't want to go in there. You go in there.
You go in there.
You go in there.
There's crap everywhere.
Well, not my crap.
No.
Go in there.
You go in there.
Oh, doesn't look like anybody's going in there. Or is it? We have a bit of a fascination for trying to locate lonely graves in the bush, often just to find out what the story is and how isolated the person was when he died. Here we're trying to find one of those graves and we're wandering all over the bush, and this was caused by misreading a direction. I misread the directions for this grave, so we eventually found it. It's on the opposite side to where we thought it was. Right next to a creek, so I wonder how long he'll stay here for. Once again marked by outback graves. This unknown man died at this waterhole and was buried here by Albert Ives and son, Len, in year 1910.